Hello. It's your girl Erica, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is actually my first time recording. So this will be my first video. Happy New Year to all of you. It is 2025. OMG. Can you believe it? It's like time is flying by. Like we're already in 2025. It's already the fifth day of the year. And it's like, as the older I get, it seems as though time is like speeding up. Like it's like double the time. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I am so grateful to this YouTube platform that, a normal, regular person can just come here. I can share my thoughts. I can do reviews on the shows, maybe some of my favorite products, or, we just have this platform where we can share a piece of us. And I am really grateful to this platform. Just to be here on YouTube. I've been saying for years that I was going to do it and just do reviews and talk about different things. And I kept talking myself out of it, honestly, because I kept saying, okay, Erica, why would you do this? There's so many YouTubers and content creators out there. I mean, what would make your reviews any different? What are you going to say that's different from other people? But then the more I thought about it, I still wanted to do it. And I kept saying to myself, you have something to say. You're you have a different, you may have a unique or a different perspective. And, people need to hear your voice as well. So I am here finally trying to do what I know that I should be doing. And so thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for just listening even to my first video. I want to give a shout out to Funky Dineva, because Funky Dineva is the king of YouTube. He's been doing this for so long, and he is actually one of the first YouTubers that I could remember watching. What I love about Funky Dineva is that he is an educated Black brother. Do you hear me? He is an educated man. He's so articulate. Funky Dineva is funny. He brings the drama. He gives us everything, honey. But he is so smart and so well spoken, and he's so worldly in a sense where he knows a little something about everything. And I really appreciate that about him. So I just wanted to give him a shout out, because he is one of the first people that I saw actually do this, and he's doing a phenomenal job. He's still doing it. Like I said, he can branch off into so many other things, but he is still doing his YouTube, doing reviews. He's not doing reviews as much, but he's still very active on YouTube, and he's giving us a lot of content on a daily basis. So I really, really appreciate him, just to even acknowledge and say that brother, he's a bad brother, and I love it. Also, I found recently, and I want to give him a big shout out. I just found Ronnie the Voice. Maybe it was sometime this year, and it was probably within the last few months. When I say that I have listened to Rodney the Voice every single day, I mean, I've listened to him every single day. He always says, hey to his cousins, hey cousin. But I just wanted to give him a shout out too, because when I listened to him, my father actually was diagnosed with cancer, and he also has dementia, and he was going through his cancer treatment. He had to go to a cancer institute to get treatment. And I just happened to be searching YouTube, and I found not Funky Dineva, but I found Rodney the Voice. And I started just listening to some of his stuff, and Rodney had me cracking up. And it was at the best time. I really just needed to laugh, and he had me laughing. And then we get to the point, like, I would listen to him in the car. I was listening to him at work. Like, every chance I got, I was listening just to like a review or something that he was talking about, and it really helped me. So shout out to Rodney. Love you, love you, love you. I also listened to, of course, a DJ Richie Sky. LTV Productions. I've watched Erica De Niro and so many others. There's so many countless YouTubers and content creators that I've seen. And of course, I will continue to watch their videos. Even though I'm now doing reviews, I will continue to watch them because I absolutely love their channels and what they're doing. So I just want to give a shout out to all of them. And Kempire. I watch Kempire quite a bit too. So thank you, Kempire, and thank you all the other ones that I mentioned before. Please keep doing your thing. You guys are doing a phenomenal job. But anyway, I want to get started and I wanted to do something very light and fun for me. So I decided that I would start out reviewing Married to Medicine. Married to Medicine is that show for me. It is my favorite Bravo show. It used to be Real Housewives of Atlanta, but baby, when Married to Medicine came on, they came in kicking that door down. And by season 5 of Married to Medicine, I was like, this is by far the best show on Bravo. A lot of people sort of came to the party late. A lot of people started watching and they dropped off. A lot of people sort of picked it up late in the game. But either way, Married to Medicine has been consistent every single year. Of course, you're going to have some seasons where you like some better than others, but they have really been consistent and they've grown over time. They've gotten better. So I appreciate them. So I thought about what could I start with? And I thought to myself, start with Married to Medicine. Start reviewing Married to Medicine. So this is season 11, and I'm going to do the first episode of season 11, and that was called Guess Who's Coming to Whitnik. Now, I've seen other YouTubers, they take notes. And I have my notes right here. I am a person that can pretty much go off the top of my head, but I can see that I probably need to have some type of format and outline to follow because, you know, when you're trying to get your thoughts out and everything's just sort of rushing to your brain at once, you can kind of get jumbled up. And so I want to kind of pace myself and make sure that I don't do that. So I do have my notes here. I'm going to try to basically go off of what I know and just add something, but I am going to follow some of the notes that I have taken for the show. Basically, this episode was centered around Whitnik, and that was an event that Dr. Simone and Cecil were having for their friends. It was all about party, food, drinks, and fun. Let me just say, you'll see as time goes on, you will kind of see who I really take to, who I sort of have an issue with. But you'll begin to see that. Like I said, I've been watching from the beginning, and you know, I never took a break. I never stopped watching for any reason. I've always sort of been consistent with watching Married to Medicine. Dr. Simone is my favorite personality on the show. I love Dr. Simone from day one. What I loved is that she is an OBGYN. She's a smart woman. Very, very smart woman. An OBGYN, but she doesn't take herself too seriously. She's very lighthearted. She's down to earth. She loves to laugh. She loves her drinks. And she's just a lot of fun to me. So I've always taken to her personality. I really like it. I know that Simone has made a couple of mistakes along the way here and there, but overall, Dr. Simone is my girl. So she and Cecil were sort of planning Whitnik, and Whitnik is an ode to Freaknik, which was something that college students came together and partied, during spring break. They gave us, a backdrop. I think it started in 1989. And at that time, I was only 12 years old, so I wasn't going to Freaknik. And then when I got to college, Freaknik wasn't the big thing anymore. I mean, Freaknik was still going on, but people were going so many other places for spring break that it wasn't all about Freaknik. But I'm so glad that Dr. Simone and Cecil actually had this event because it still gave people a chance to see how college students partied back in the late 80s and 90s during spring break. And it was a really, really cute. I love how they were putting things together and they were like sort of getting names together for the drinks and all of those things. So we were actually able to see them sort of getting the idea and putting the thoughts together for Whitnik. So in actuality, this whole episode was kind of centered around or leading up to their party, but we'll get into all of that. But again, like I said, Dr. Simone and Cecil, love, 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 and they are a fun couple. And what a way to start the show. Or you can't really start the show without actually doing something fun with Dr. Simone and Cecil. So that was the first, or that was like the opening scene. Then Heavenly goes to Quad's house. Heavenly actually brought Quad some flowers, and she went to visit her at Quad's beautiful home. And unfortunately, the vase it broke in Quad's driveway, but it was okay because it was the thought nonetheless. The flowers were beautiful, and I'm sure Quad appreciated the flowers just as much, even with or without the vase. She was very appreciative of that. So Dr. Heavenly and Quad started having their conversation. And, Quad was sort of talking about some things, and Heavenly was, they were kind of getting into it about the ladies. And, Heavenly said she wanted to apologize to Quad because she felt like she had done Quad wrong. And for me, I will probably have an opposing view about these things. I've heard a lot of reviews and I've heard a lot of people talking about it. I've seen the things that have been said online. I probably have an opposing view. Heavenly is not one of my favorites. I like Heavenly, but I think it has decreased over time because of the things that she's done. And I really, really like Quad. I've always liked Quad. I still like Quad. But there are some things that I really don't agree with that Quad has done. But we'll get into it as the season goes on. But in this conversation, Heavenly was apologizing to Quad. Well, it's nothing new. Heavenly apologizes 1,001 times and then she'll do it all over again as if she never said I'm sorry or she never apologized. I will say Heavenly's apology to me wasn't real. Or I would say there was a motive behind it. I think Heavenly, she likes Quad. I think she genuinely likes Quad, but I think that Heavenly knows even more so that she needs Quad for the show. And Heavenly apologized because to me, Heavenly is a smart lady. She's always thinking of how she can push the show forward. I believe that Heavenly apologized to Quad to make Dr. Simone and Toya look bad. All of the other ladies, or I don't want to say all the other ladies, but Heavenly and Dr. Jackie had apologized to Quad. Toya and Simone had not. Of course, Sweet Tea, Quad wasn't looking for anything from Sweet Tea. And Phaedra and Quad really have fallen out and they were not communicating. But it's always it's us versus them type thing. So for me, again, Heavenly apologized to Quad to make Dr. Simone and Toya look bad because it looks like they're being petty. They don't want to humble themselves or take accountability for anything. And Heavenly kind of set it up that way. Heavenly is always, like I said, she's always thinking. And some people may say, of course, no, that's not what it was. I genuinely believe that that's what it was. And I think that because Heavenly was kind of pushing and saying, yes, Simone does need to apologize to you and this, that, and the other. Quad and Simone will work things out. I'm not even worried about them. I keep saying, once everyone else steps out of Quad and Simone's business, they'll come together. If Quad did not want to, or she didn't feel anything for Simone, she would not be pushing this friendship the way she is. Quad and Mariah were best friends when this show premiered. They were best friends and they fell out. When Quad got over Mariah and really sort of said, okay, Mariah and I are not going to be friends, she never looked back. It was a done dada. Quad is the type of person, when she's done with you, she's done with you. And I know that there's something there because Quad could actually feel the same way about Dr. Simone and she doesn't. There's love and respect there. They may not be the best of friends, but there is love and respect there. And she's really pushing because she does feel something for Simone and vice versa. Simone is being stubborn, but Simone genuinely loves Quad too. There is love and respect on that in as well. And they will work it out. I'm not even worried about it, like I said, because they're hearing what everyone else is saying. They're hearing the chatter, but when it comes down to it, they will have a moment where they can come together and really discuss what happened. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I don't know when it will happen, but I'm looking forward to that moment because it will happen. Um, so after that conversation, I think we see Dr. Greg and Sweet Tea. They actually go over to Phaedra's house. Well, Sweet Tea was saying she wants to go over there because Phaedra used to be a lifeguard and she's going to teach her how to swim. And of course, Aiden is also a great swimmer, so they're going to teach her how to swim. Well, we were not really concerned about that part of it. I mean, granted, yeah, Sweet Tea's paddling around in the water and they're showing her little things, in the water. But again, the most important thing was the conversation between Phaedra and Dr. G. They were sitting on the side of the pool. They were sort of having maybe like some drinks and some snacks, and of course, they were paying attention to Sweet Tea as Aiden was trying to show Sweet Tea some things, but their conversation was the focus of that particular scene. Phaedra was asking Dr. G about how, he felt about the things that Heavenly said about him. Dr. G was very honest in saying that it bothered him and he did not like it. Well, we all know that, some statements were made on Twitter, or X as they call it, and Phaedra called Dr. G the P word. This could have been very detrimental to Dr. G's career. All of his accolades, his credentials, his all of the years he spent in medical school, even as a clinician and even as this psychiatrist, it could have been thrown completely out of the window. Dr. G could be basically he could be out of the medical field because of what she said. I was very surprised that Heavenly went that far. I was very surprised that she said something like that. We're used to Heavenly saying your mama, but to call someone the P word from one doctor to another, it just shows that Heavenly went low. And I think this is probably almost the lowest that Heavenly has gone. And I don't know if I'm not saying that I can't come back from it, but I just don't know how I'm going to receive anything else from Heavenly after that, because you don't play with people's livelihoods and their careers. That is by far like the worst thing that you can do. You can hate Dr. G and Sweet Tea all day long, even though you brought them on the show and you begged for them to come on the show. But to do that, I just don't know if I don't know who Heavenly is. I'm starting to think like Heavenly's not a good person. And that's kind of like sitting with me like there's something else there with her. Is Heavenly's just dark. And she's it's just not a good thing that she would even do that. People make mistakes all the time, but that I don't know. It's like Heavenly's getting worse and worse and worse and worse. But anyway, it's not all about Heavenly. At that time, they were discussing her. And Phaedra, I could tell that Phaedra wanted to say more, but she didn't. I know she said, Heavenly seems to have these temper tantrums, and then everyone sort of backs away from her. But Phaedra, you need to be telling Heavenly, this is what you have observed. You're telling Dr. G, but you need to be having this conversation with Heavenly face to face. Doctor, of course, Phaedra went through the whole thing about the medical doctors, and it's important to protect the black doctors, and she's right. As a matter of fact, I have a cousin who just graduated from medical school this year. Shout out to Brandon, and he did a phenomenal job. He is now a medical doctor, and one of the things that was said at his graduation is that doctors are scarce. People do not want to go through that long educational process. They're not as committed to staying in the medical field, even if they become a doctor. So we need to protect our doctors, especially black doctors. We need to even encourage people, we need to encourage we still need to encourage our children and, the young people to, go to medical school. It's not for everyone, but hey, some of them, they still have an opportunity to become a doctor, and we need to encourage them because like he was saying, by the year like 20, he was saying like in the next 20 years there won't be a whole lot of doctors. Hey, people are becoming millionaires on TikTok, so why would they spend all that time in medical school, going to college, medical school, and having to do a residency and all of that when they can just hey, make all these, videos online and become successful in that way. So yeah, I did understand what she was saying, but I just wanted a little more from Phaedra. I wanted a little more conversation. This is her sophomore season on Married to Medicine, and she's still not really giving us anything. The first season, she didn't give us anything, but I just, she kind of has seen the personalities now. I mean, Phaedra's even an attorney, for God's sake. She could have even given a lot more, just even like a little legal content with that conversation, and we got absolutely nothing. So it is what it is, but I would have wanted to see a little bit more from her. So Dr. Simone and Cecil, they have dinner at Dr. Heavenly and Damon's house. It was really nice. They set up, it was like a whole hibachi setting, and everything was really nice. I don't really know where Dr. Simone and Dr. Heavenly are. It appears that they could be cool or they're all right, but then you never know. It seems to be very surface with them. I still don't know if they are okay, because when Heavenly comes down to YouTube, honey, it's almost as if like she doesn't like Simone, and when they're on the show, she seems to enjoy her, or she'll say that she likes Simone, but then on YouTube, it's like she's backpedaling, and then she's saying a lot of other things about her. So I really don't know where they stand. But anyway, while they were having dinner, they were discussing a little bit about Sweet Tea, but the main focus was Quad. Simone did agree that she should apologize, or she agreed to apologize to Quad about what happened at the reunion. No, she said she recognized that she was wrong, and she does owe her an apology. And I was glad about that, because Simone is not a mean girl. I never saw Simone being just to the point where she was going to just be a complete butthole to Quad. You know what I mean? Like I can't see that. So I was glad that she told them that she would apologize to Quad for them. Like I said, Heavenly wanted to get to Quad first, to make herself look better. And she wanted Dr. Jackie to look good. But now, and then it's like now she's playing this role like, I was the one who convinced Simone to apologize to you. I had to really give her a lashing, and I had to give her a good talking to get her to see that she was wrong. But I mean, okay, if Simone agreed to do it, we'll accept it. And that's okay. As long as Simone apologizes for what she said at the reunion, it doesn't even really matter. So that was it with that. Like I said, it's kind of like we fast forward, all roads lead to Whitnik. Dr. Simone and Cecil, they come out looks like they just had it like in a parking lot, but it was really cute. I'm telling you, like the artwork, the way they had the drinks set up, the cars that they were using, the outfits, the throwback outfits, like love every part of it. The party was amazing. Even when they kind of came up, I think they were talking to Marvell, and, he was sort of saying like, I'm not familiar with this, but my parents are. And he said he had never drank a 40. And I think they gave him a 40 to drink. And he was like, oh yeah, y'all were outside. And it was like really cute, because he was just, they were just showing like how fun they really are. And so people started arriving at the party, and it really like kind of like got kicked into gear when Dr. Simone and Cecil came in that car. And I love how production gave each one of them a name. Oh my God, I love that. That was so cute. And when Simone got out that car, she was like, and I was like, that is what I'm talking about. Simone is so much fun. And I love when Dr. Jackie like reached out to hug her and all of that. It was really cute. And then, Dr. Heavenly and Damon were there. And I loved it. I didn't like Heavenly's outfit was okay, but I didn't like her hair. I didn't like the whole tribute to Babs. I just did not like that at all. Like Heavenly definitely did not need that. Heavenly she could have just been okay with like the regular hair or the wig that she was wearing, and just tied a bandana around her head. She would have been good to go. But anyway, Dr. Damon didn't wear anything at all. And I was like, Dr. Damon, come on. You could have put on a Kango. You could have put on a jersey or something. Dr. Damon, I like Dr. Damon, and of course everyone just loves Dr. Damon. They love his personality. But I want to see the real Dr. Damon sometimes. I know he wants to protect his medical career and stuff like that. But Dr. Damon, there is no way that you could be an Omega man and not have some type of judge, not have some type of like something with you. Like you don't dance, you stop yourself from dancing. We never really see you letting loose. And I don't mean sort of coming out of character and really going to the edge with anything, but we just never see you really have fun. And so, even when Phaedra was in her confessional and she was like, Dr. Damon was given like, struggling college student realness and, whatever, like even with his outfit. I mean, I laughed about it. It was really, really funny the way Phaedra said it. You can go back and look at that. It was really funny, but it was true. Like, Damon, you could have given us something. Like, all the other men were in full character. Like, they were really into it. Curtis, Cecil, Eugene, Scott, Dr. G. They were in full character, and I really liked that. So, Damon, you could have given us something. Goodness gracious. But anyway, the night goes on and everyone's having a good time. They all arrive at different times. And then I think Dr. Damon and Dr. G saw one another and they started talking. And Dr. G, Dr. Damon was kind of feeling Dr. G out, and he was saying, "Hey, I hope you're not angry. I know some things have been said or whatever, but we used to be cool. Are we cool?" Dr. G played it off and was saying, "Yes, we're okay." But Dr. G is really upset. He's really, really angry. He cannot show how angry he is or upset he is, but he's very, very angry about that comment. I don't think he cares about Sweet Tea and Heavenly going back and forth, but that P word, I think that really, really upset him. But the surprises of the night were, of course, Quad and Contessa coming to the party. First of all, Quad looked really, really cute when she arrived at the party, but Contessa, it was also a surprise. Her and Scott coming to the party, that was a big surprise. You could kind of tell Heavenly was thrown off by them coming. She really didn't know what to do or how to react, because normally Heavenly is used to setting the scene. She's used to kind of controlling the narrative. And this particular time, you could tell she was a little thrown off. Even if it was mentioned that Contessa may come, she just has not been around Contessa in a long time. And so she was actually kind of she was kind of thrown off a little bit. I could see that in her. But they were calm nonetheless. They spoke and they were calm. Of course, Contessa said, okay, maybe she's thrown off by my outfit and doesn't know who I am, but she knew exactly who you were. But again, like I said, everything was okay. I could have done without Dr. Scott's rap. I really could have. But it was okay. It was cool. We know that Scott likes to do that. Quad coming to the party, like I said, was not a problem. I knew Simone wouldn't have a problem, even though she was a surprise guest. Quad hugged Cecil and Simone walked up to her and they had that conversation. They hugged and everything, and it was all love. I knew that Dr. Simone would not be angry if Quad came to this party, and Quad did, and it was like all love. She just wanted everybody to have a good time. But that's how the Whitmores are. They're all about everyone having a good time. So it looks as though everybody had a great time. I think it was a great opener, a great way to open the show. It was light, it was fun, and that's what we kind of needed to see. I know some people said it was kind of boring. I did not want them to start arguing like off the break. I also, because I know what even happened with the minute Heavenly saw Damon talking to Dr. G and Sweet Tea. It was like Heavenly made a beeline and came there, and she was like ready. It was like ready, set, go. She wanted something with her. And, Sweet Tea was saying, I apologize to Damon and this, that, and the other. And Heavenly just wanted to control that narrative and get that thing popping. And, it wasn't necessary. But it's only episode 1. We will see how it goes. I will be giving my commentary or my reviews on it every week, and I'm actually going to accelerate it because I need to catch up. Like I said, today is January 5th, 2025, and I think there's a new episode coming on tonight. So I'm going to watch that episode. So I'm just going to accelerate and like do all of my videos or my reviews at once so that I can get on track with where they are now. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning into my first video. I actually had a good time doing this. Like I said, as time goes on, I will definitely fix things and make things a lot better. I do have a ring light. I do have a microphone and different things like that. Like I said, I've been trying to do some not renovations, but change some things in my office. And so once everything is sort of changed over and everything, then we will really get started. Like I said, I'm going to have my ring light. I want you to see me up close. Like I said, I am sitting at an angle where, you know, you can see me, and I hope that the lighting is okay. It's normally okay for everyday things, but maybe I definitely need the ring light so that you can see me clearly. I do have the camera zoomed in some. As a matter of fact, I thought I was kind of sitting back a little too far, so I zoomed it in some. But once we get everything set up, you'll be able to see, you know, me sort of kick back and chilling and relaxing and just, you know, having a conversation with you. But anyway, please like this video. Please subscribe to my channel and leave me a review. I would really appreciate that. At least say hello. I saw your first video. That would mean so much to me. I would really appreciate that. But again, thank you, thank you, thank you. And again, thank you to YouTube and all of the viewers. I appreciate you so much. Have a wonderful day. We're going to have a wonderful year. And I'm looking forward to doing this with you again. All right. See you soon. Bye.